Hello, my crafty friends. It's Debbie from Create Pretty Things. How are you guys doing? I'm doing awesome, and I'm ready to create a cute little Valentine piece using a Dollar Tree surface. Here's a Dollar Tree surface that we're going to use. What I did was I went ahead and removed this part, and we're going to actually use the back. And I'm going to remove the string so that we can paint the whole thing and not have to worry about sanding it out and the design going through, stuff like that. As you jump on tonight, the keyword is more, M-O-R-E. Go ahead and type that into the comments. That will send you a link to the shopping cart that I created. There you can take a look at the supplies, see if you have stuff already, if you want stuff. This is a pretty inexpensive project tonight because, of course, we're using a Dollar Tree surface. So we are gonna get started. I just want to get this going, and I wanted to go ahead and share it out if I can. Let me see if I can find it. I'm not finding it. Am I live? I think I am. There I am. Okay. So I am going to, oh no, that's just a message. 1 second. Well, it's not showing for some reason, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. So this is chalk paint. It's just white chalk paint, and I'm going to begin painting our surface white. So I'm just using this foam brush. Just going to go ahead and apply some of this and wipe it on. And I may end up using a paper towel to wipe it off again. I don't know. Let's see how it turns out. How are you guys doing? How has your week been? You know, it's a weekend. Did you guys have fun? Did you play some today? I hope you got to relax. You have one more day of the weekend, tomorrow. So it's not back to work quite yet. And that's a good thing. It's a little bit more paint. And this is looking pretty good. I don't think I'm going to need to wax it off or use a paper towel or use a second coat. We're just going to smooth this out. Try to get some of those brush lines out. I do have a little blob right there I'm going to try to work out. Okay. You don't want any blobs underneath here. You want your surface to be as smooth as possible to use our transfers tonight. So I'm just going to smooth it out. I'm going to cap up my paste and we are going to dry it. That's, everybody loves to watch paint dry, right? Right. Okay. So here we go. So this little piece that I took off is really cute. It's got kind of a burlap surface to it. So it would be chalkable if I chose to use it. And also the backside would be chalkable. So I think I'm going to go ahead and save that. And we can use that for another project. What I have in mind for today is using this transfer that says, love you more. And we're just going to put that in the center of our heart. And then we're going to decorate it up with some ribbon and make it look pretty. And we'll have a cute, inexpensive piece of decor just to kind of celebrate the holiday. Do you guys decorate very much for Valentine's Day? And if you do, what type of decorations do you do? Do you do wall hangers? Do you do something for your desk? Do you do little things for the magnets for the refrigerator? That would be cute. And do you have kids around where you have to do Valentine's Day classroom invitations or Valentine's? Those are always fun to get the kids to kind of interact and make something fun for their classmates. A lot of parents get very creative with that. And that's fun. What do you guys like to do for Valentine's Day? Do you go out on a date with your significant other? Or do you stay home and make it a family celebration? Or is it just another day? Another day in your week. This is almost dry. I do want to make sure it's good and dry because we're going to lay a sticky transfer on the top. And when we lift it off, we do not want it to pull off any of the paint. We don't want paint on our transfer, and we don't want to pull off paint off the surface after we've got it on there. I can see that it's still kind of wet here. You can see that it's a different color. It gets lighter as it dries and less shiny. So, and then after Valentine's Day, which is in less than a month, our next holiday will be St. Patrick's Day. Do you guys celebrate St. Patrick's Day at all? It's a fun one. I still see that's a little wet right in here. I like to use chalk paint because it does dry quickly. It dries more quickly than acrylic. I like acrylic though too. I like the finish on acrylic, but chalk paint is great. And I am going to be applying my transfer right in the center, so I especially make sure that that one is dry. As you hop on tonight, please come with the word more. Also, to receive notifications of when I'm live, please type !notify into the comment box. !NOTIFY. That will get you hooked up for notifications every time I go live, so you don't have to look for me. You don't have to miss out. It's all one word, !notify. Okay, let me check this out. Feels pretty good. Now, whenever you have a freshly painted surface and a wooden surface, you will always want to use surface wax on it. My surface wax is almost gone. I found another one of my surface wax, a brand new one. I was so excited until I realized that it had been sitting out in the heat and it kind of melted out of the can. So I'm going to try to salvage what I can out of that one and move on to a new jar, which is always exciting. Do you guys feel like that once you at the bottom of something, you can't wait to use it up? You're not brave enough to throw it away, but you want to use it up, and then you want to get started on a new jar. I'm like that all the time, but I always have to use every little last bit up. Okay, we applied it. Now I'm going to buff it off with the other side of the applicator. So the toothpaste jar tubes, I use every little bit last up. The lotion bottles, I cut those in half and use every little bit up. Is anyone else like that? Do you guys feel the need to use the very last bit up of everything? All right, guys, here's what it looks like. We still have the design on the back, but we're going to focus on this. What I'm going to do is use this transfer. Now, there's two transfers on here. There's this dragonfly, which is really cute, and the Love You More. I'm going to go ahead and take off the Love You More. This is sticky. Save your backer. You want to put this transfer back on it when you're done. You're going to fuzz your transfer by rubbing it on a piece of cloth and pulling it off 2 or 3 times. 2 or 3 times. You don't want it to be so sticky that the paint comes off, but you do want it to stick. I am going to center this right in the middle. I'm hoping it's straight. I'm going to smooth it on to smooth all those air bubbles out. You want to make sure that you don't have any bumps where the silk screen is and no air bubbles. Now we're going to use our Candy Apple Red today. And this is almost at the end too, guys. So I kind of feel the same way about this. I'm going to go ahead and apply some of the paste with my spatula right now. That's what I use to stir it up with. And then I'm going to get a squeegee. This is our small squeegee. It's really pretty big. This is our mini squeegee. So our small squeegee really isn't very small. I'm just going to smooth this paste on over the transfer. The wide areas of the transfer are silkscreen. They allow the paste to go through to the surface down below and create a beautiful design. Okay, so I've got it on. I'm going to go over it one more time just to kind of smooth out all the areas, get a smooth pattern going, and to remove any excess paste. The excess paste, when you remove it, helps it dry a little faster. I'm done with my squeegee. I have a water bath over here, which I stuck my sponge in, foam brush in, so now it's all white. You do want to lift this up when the paste is still wet. If you don't, it's not going to stick on it'll stay on top of the transfer. I'm gonna peel this down slowly just to kind of look at it and make sure I didn't miss anything. And it looks good. It looks really good, guys. Okay. Now I'm gonna set this aside and I'm gonna clean my transfer. To clean my transfer, I just spray a little bit of plain tap water on it. The sooner you apply that water, the easier it is to clean. So do it as soon as you can. I get a paper towel and I wipe, do the first initial wipe to get most of that paste off of there. See? Okay. And then I'm gonna get my board eraser, which is way over here. And it's gonna be wet. It was soaking in water earlier, so it is kind of damp. So I'm just gonna rub it over here. And this really gets most of the paste out. You can see how much it picked up. Then I go and I flip it over because I want to clean the other side. I'm going to spray it. I'm going to use my board eraser. Go gently on the adhesive side. This is the side that has a sticky on it. You want it to remain sticky. So you go gentle. These are reusable between 8 and 12 times. I'm going to dry this with a paper towel. When this is wet, the paper towel will glide over it. When it's dry, it becomes sticky again. So you really want to focus on getting all that paste out of the silkscreen area, and you can see that it's clean. If you have staining on the blue part, the teal part, that's okay. Don't worry about it. You just want the paste out of the silkscreen so that you can reuse it between 8 and 12 times. So if I wanted to make 8 of these hearts for gifts, I could do it with just this one transfer over and over again. See, you can see it's stained a little bit now as you look at it, but the silk screen is clean. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and dry this up. Now this is a heat tool and it just blows warm air. And for some reason, my red is bleeding just a little bit. Now, it's probably because the wood is not completely even. Maybe I should have sanded it first. It could also be that my candy apple paste was a little too wet, too watery. But I think this will still be cute. And it won't matter because you won't have to see it really close up. Okay, it's not completely dry, but I just remembered I wanted to add a couple hearts. Now these are little hearts that were in a transfer we offered last year called Heart to Go. So this is not available right now, but it has little hearts like this, the hearts with wings, little hearts, this heart, the triple hearts, and all these hearts. So I'm just gonna apply maybe the 3 hearts at the bottom. It'll look like an exclamation point. This little heart with the shading and the arrow. Maybe I want that arrow to be more straight. And then I think I'm going to use this heart with the wings. Now these come with little lines on them so that you can cut them apart. And I have not used that piece of this yet, so it's still attached. And cut these apart. Oh, there's some cute ones too. Look at these. These are cute. Okay. So once again, I'm just going to fuzz it on my shirt. And I'm going to apply it over here. I think I'm just going to use my red again. So I'm going to get out my candy apple red. I'm going to kind of mix it up just in case it's a little unmixed and watery. Let's see if I can stop some of that bleeding with it. Okay, I'm going to get some. It feels pretty dry though. Chalking over the white areas, making sure it's covered. You may have to flip your squeegee around. And as you can see, this doesn't take very much paste at all. It's just a little bit, covers it. Let's do our last little set of hearts at the bottom. Okay. I have red fingers. I'm just gonna use water. I'm gonna use some water to clean my fingers. I have some wet wipes somewhere. Okay, let's pull these off. That's cute. Very cute. This doesn't seem to have bled as much as last time. Okay, cute. Now our red is one of our more pigmented pastes. Our black is very pigmented. Our dark blue is very pigmented. But you can still clean these up pretty easily. But they may stain that teal part of your transfer. Okay, I'm going to flip these over and do the sticky side of the transfer. Get my board eraser. And let's dry them up. Dry them up before you put them back on the transfer backer. Your next step as you put them on the transfer backer is to put them back in the cellophane envelope that they came in. And so you don't want them to be wet. You want them to be completely dry because they're going to be in that airtight container. And you don't want anything to get too damp in there. So I'm going to apply these back to where they came from. Pretty much so. They may not be perfect, but pretty close. And if you have a transfer backer like this and you don't know, there is a right side and a wrong side. These little backers now, they've changed over the years. Now they're yellow on one side and not and white on the other. But this one has a shiny side. It's an older one and a flat side. You're going to apply the sticky side of your transfer back on the shiny side of your backer. And then I'm going to put them all back in this little envelope that they came in. I'll do that a little later. Now, when I painted, I got it on this mat, and that's okay. This is a silicone mat. It's not a Chalk Couture product, but I really do like it because I can actually put the paint directly on this and paint and clean it up later. So it's pretty easy cleanup. Gives you a little bit of protection to your surface. Okay, one thing I wanted to try, and I don't know if this is going to mess this up or not, is outlining it with a paint marker. Now this is just an acrylic paint marker, and so I'm just going to kind of go outside the edge and just do a little red border. We'll see if we like this or not. Now, I'm not a real steady hand. I'm also not a perfectionist. I try, but you know, this is art. And I can probably go over this 80 times to get it perfect. It'll never be perfect, and the inside surface of my heart will just get smaller. So I've kind of learned to do it once and leave it. Because I do tend to make messes the more I correct. Here, I don't like how rough that is, so. Okay. This acrylic marker, paint marker, does dry really quick. This doesn't have to be perfect. I could do swirly lines all the way around. I can guarantee you after I'm done with this project, I'm probably going to revisit it again, and I'll probably fix it up a little bit more because I just always see things that I want to change. But that's okay. As you guys jump on, please comment more, M-O-R-E, and that will get you the link to the products I'm using tonight. Take a look, see if it's something that you want. Once again, this is just a Dollar Tree surface. I got this heart from Dollar Tree. Okay. All right, I think that's good. That kind of defined the edge a little bit more, don't you think? All righty. I'm going to go ahead and put our string back through our ribbon. And the way they had it tied was tied together in the back. I was thinking maybe just tie it like a V, but they had it tied together in the back. So we might as well do that because that length worked well for them. And guys, please don't forget to comment !notify. That will get you notifications when I go live. Whoops. Okay, there it is like that. Now, I have this ribbon that I thought would be really cute on this as well. See, and I can see that this is going to bother me, that it's wide in some points and it's kind of rough. It's not real straight, but see, as I go, I make more of a mess. Okay, so I'm going to get my ribbon. Actually, I think I want to do a ribbon up here. So I've got what's called a punch tool. Here it is. Okay, this is our punching tool. It cuts through real thin wood, and this is thin. So I thought I would just go ahead and punch a hole here. And one not too far away. Okay, see how those holes are punched? I'm fascinated by these little pieces that come out. Okay. So I think I will just do kind of a messy bow. How do you guys keep your ribbon from not, well, I don't have that much of this. When it's on the spool, from not falling loose. This time I used some little of that sticky stuff and it worked pretty good. But sometimes I try to do tape. I've tried to use paper clips. I've done a bunch of different things. What's your favorite way of doing that? Okay, so I'm just going the full length going to the center, kind of pinching it, and then I'm turning it so at the right side of the ribbon, this is a one-sided ribbon, so that it's pretty side up. I'm going to make sure my loops are the same, and I am going to pinch in the center and turn it again, hold it. Make sure my loops are the same length, pinch, turn, and hold. Same thing one more time, and I think these are going to work out perfect, actually. I'm hoping. Turn. Meet in the center. And I'm still going to have enough for a tail. Yep. And then I'm going to get a piece of wire. I have this wire here. I'm going to use it. I'm going to cut it on the long side because I want to use it to tie it onto my board. So I'm just going to take this around the center and I'm going to twirl it tight. Okay. It's tight. Here's my little bow. I've got some little strings hanging here. Get those strings off. I also have some tape, where it's taped to the roll. I believe this was Dollar Tree ribbon as well. It's really cute. I like it. I love the burlap with the red hearts. Okay. So here's our cute little bow. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this through the holes. I could have glued this on. I just decided to do it this way today. And then in the back, I'm just going to take and twist this a couple times, making sure it's tight. And I can cut off the excess. Let's fluff our bow a little bit. Let's trim our tails because they're a little long. And here's our finished project. Where'd my other tail go? Here it is. There it is, guys. What do you think? Do you love this project? It's very cute. For wall decor, you just hang it on your wall and everybody knows that you're celebrating Valentine's, and maybe they'll be a little nicer to you. Maybe they'll bring you chocolate. I hope so. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. Please give it a heart and share it with your friends, and I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks. Bye.